Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to NCS Radha's Online Teaching Academy, Ekalaiva. We all identify sound with something that is happening. Say, children, the rooster is often portrayed as crowing at the break of dawn. Have you noticed the sound from an ambulance? The sound produced from a mobile when it rings is called what? Ringtone. So, we are going to study the science of sound. The science of sound is called acoustics. The sound scientists are called acousticians. They study the speed of sound, how it reflects, how it travels, and why it can be loud or soft. We will read about all this in this chapter. Class 8, Board CBSE, Topic Sound. Sound plays an important role in our lives. It helps us to communicate with one another. We hear a variety of sound in our surroundings, right? In the music room of our school, you hear the sound made by musical instruments like flute, drum, harmonium, etc. When you travel on the road, you can hear the sound made by different vehicles. When you are at home, you can hear sound made from television, pressure cooker, fan, etc. Now, let's see how the sound is produced. When you open a pack of chips, the tearing makes the bag vibrate, producing a ripping sound. Crunching the chips sets up a vibrations in the mouth, creating sound. Sound is a form of energy just like light, heat, or electricity. What is sound energy, children? Sound energy is the movement of energy through substances in longitudinal waves. It can be found in music, your voice, a drum, and anything that vibrates. Let's see what is vibration. To and fro, or back and forth, or side to side, rapid movement about a position of equilibrium is called vibration. Stretch the rubber band around the glass and pluck it. Do you see it vibrate? Do you hear a sound? Pluck it from the different sides of the glass. Are the vibration and sounds different? Yes, the sounds and vibrations will be different because the lengths of the rubber band are different. If you use a bigger glass, the vibration and sound will be different. Next, place some water in a steel plate and strike the edge of the plate. Do you hear a sound? Can you feel the vibrations? Do you see the vibrations on the surface of water? Yes. In another example also, when a school bell rings, parts of the bell will vibrate, creating sound. Now, let's see an experiment called comb Kazoo. Game. To demonstrate that sound is produced by vibration. Materials needed: a plastic or metal comb, tissue paper, and scissors. Procedure: cut a piece of paper as long as your comb and double its width. Hold the comb with the teeth facing down. Fold the paper in half and place it loosely over the comb. Place the comb and paper lightly, cover your lips and hum or sing against the paper and comb. You can change the volume of your humming to alter the loudness of the sound. Observation: the waxed paper vibrates and makes a sound similar to the sound made. The vibrating paper then causes the air around it to vibrate. Sound is thus produced. This was the experiment demonstrated by Master Kumaran of 8th D. You can also try it out at home, children. Do you remember anything about simple pendulum? You must have studied in 7th standard. We know that a pendulum oscillates, swings about its point of equilibrium or rest. The time period for one complete swing or one oscillation is called its time period. The maximum displacement of a vibrating particle from its mean position during oscillation is called amplitude. One oscillation is equal to movement from O to A to B and back to O. Amplitude is equal to AC equal BC. Time period is equal to time taken for one complete oscillation. Children, wall clock and swing also work on the basis of simple pendulum. Next, we'll discuss about how sound travels. Sound travels in waves. Waves carry energy from one place to another without carrying matter. Waves of sound are created when particles vibrate against each other. Longitudinal and transverse are the two types of waves. Sound travels through gases and liquids in longitudinal waves. The waves move in the same direction as the energy does. They are also called compression waves because of the way they move. Next, we'll discuss about compression and rarefaction. When air molecules come closer together because of the push, it is called compression. When the air molecules move apart farther than their normal position, it is called rarefaction. Next, the strength of a sound wave and the energy it carries is decided by its amplitude. The wavelength is one complete oscillation. The wavelength is the distance moved during one complete oscillation. The number of wavelengths or oscillations per second is the frequency of sound wave. The SI unit to measure frequency is Hertz. Hertz, named after the German physicist Heinrich Hertz. 1 Hertz means that a cycle repeats itself once per second. Now you can see the movement of air molecules. I hope you all enjoyed this topic, children. What we discussed in this chapter: what is sound, how is produced, what are vibrations, simple pendulum, and how sound travels. I hope you all understood. Thank you, children.